Winner last year here at Auburndale, rolling off second out of St. Pete, the 87 of Keith Lilly. And starting on the pole, getting the lucky draw here tonight, driving the Land Used Trucks, number 8 out of Lakeland, Florida, the 8 of Chase Lovelady. That is your starting lineup for race number 4 of the SRL Sportsman Series, Auburndale Speedway. Are you ready for your first of 2 50-lap Sportsman features here tonight? Steve, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get those engines fired.
Let's have a little help from the crowd. We're going to count them down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Driver, start your engine.
The cars and stars of the SRL Sportsman Series coming to life for their first of 2 50-lap features as race number 4 of the 2023 SRL Sportsman Series gets ready to get underway live here at Auburndale Speedway in just a few moments.
Twenty-four of the best cars in the state of Florida coming to life with 24 of the best drivers behind the wheel as we're going to kick off our feature events for the night. Chase Lovelady, Keith Lilly, front row.
So Steve, so far here in 2023, 3 different winners through the first 3 events. But the 5X of Steve Gill coming in as the points leader, a second place finish at the Freedom Factory, a runner-up again here at Auburndale, and then the victory at Mobile. He's certainly going to be a car to keep an eye on, but starting 10th in this field. He missed the invert by 1 spot. But again, you got to be able to save your race car after these first 50 laps to be able to make it to that second feature, to make sure that you're able to get as many points as you can here tonight. A very, very unique circumstance here tonight and a different effort here tonight.
And a very, very tight field in qualifying. We have a couple drivers going to blend back into their starting position, but like you said, Jake, Steve Gill has work cut out for him coming up from the 10th position. It's going to be one of many cars to watch as they're going to attempt to come up through the field. Back there with your fast qualifier, Kevin Macy, number 19. Kevin Macy is Mr. Consistent here at Auburndale Speedway in the regular Sportsman Series.
And right now, giving away a free preview right now on pitrow.tv on the Facebook page right now. Depending on how this race goes, you could get the first half of this race. If the boys play nicely, maybe you'll get to see a majority of this first feature. So if you are wanting to watch at home, right now we got the free preview coming your way right now on Pit Row TV's Facebook. So everybody check out the monthly subscription plan. If you want to check out all the SRL Sportsman races for the remainder of the 2023 season, you find them only on pitrow.tv. As there you see our field of 24 cars. Looks like we had 4 cars unable to make the show here tonight.
Speedy showing them 1 to go, Jake. That means they're going to go green next time by. As the field's making their way, drivers up front are making their way down, halfway down the backstretch now.
It's going to be the number 8 of Chase Lovelady on the inside, the 87 of Keith Lilly to his outside. Ready to get race number 4, the SRL Sportsman Series underway. We are green here at Auburndale.
They're side by side as they enter turn 1. Lilly on the outside, Lovelady with the advantage on the inside. Lilly's still going to try to power out back on the outside.
Drivers are going to quickly try to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Lilly going to see if he can't slide in. Great job by his spotter, making sure that he could get down. First 3 cars, single file. First side-by-side battle is the 407 of Jason Vale, who now gets clear of the 44 of Matthew Green. As Tim Sozio looks to join the top 5. Green running out of real estate up there on the top of the racetrack. A lot of really fast cars on that outside group, but just cannot get to the bottom of the racetrack.
Chad Rutherford in your third position, trying to put the nose to the peak in the inside of Lilly for the second position. Lilly closes the door that time by.
We thought drivers were going to play it pretty conservatively here in this first race, knowing that they've got a second 50-lap feature. Well, so far, you can forget about that. These drivers are going for it early on here. Lovelady leads. Here you see the battle just behind the number 14 of Adam Briggs. Mid-pack, Joe Winchell on the bottom. Daniel Webster on the outside in those familiar Wrangler colors of the Earnhardt days. In the number 1 car, in the right foot down. Number 1 trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Can't quite do it just yet.
Out front, single file all the way back to about the 10th-12th position where Daniel Webster is.
Webster has got his hands full and just cannot get to the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like a couple of cars already pulling in off the speedway. The 34 of Richard Lands, as well as the 156 of Chase King, making his first SRL Sportsman start. There you see Steve Gill all the way back in 13th spot. A lot of our drivers that are running up in the front of the points right now currently having issues. Brandon Morris second in points. He's currently 9th on the speedway. You have the 5X of Gill and the 1 of Webster running 13th and 14th respectively. So for a lot of drivers that thought that they might be out of it for points, they've got a really good opportunity here tonight to gain some momentum and snag some points as we head on into the second feature later on here tonight. It's still Lovelady, Lilly, and Rutherford, your top 3.
Absolutely, Jake. And Meyer back in the 12th position. James Seawright just ran your fastest lap so far tonight with a 14.075 in the feature.
Curious to see how long of a green flag run we can get going as they come by the line this time by. That'll put 10 laps on the board, 40 laps remaining. Watch the 56 machine, Brandon Morris on the move. Morris trying to work his way up through the field. There you see him completing the pass of the 44. Just behind them, Joe Winchell in the 92 and the 14 of Adam Briggs. That's the battle for 10th. Winchell on the inside looking to join the top 10.
And right behind them, James Seawright in the 12th position, trying to make his way to the inside of Adam Briggs for that position. Move with Seawright up to 11th now.
A couple of different packs are forming. It's about a 3 car breakaway up front now, as it looked like the 87 of Lilly slipped up. There you see the 407 and the 16 of Sozio, now the 19 of Kevin Macy joining that fight. That's just outside of the top 3. That's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and now you enter the 8th place car. Brandon Morris trying to join this battle as well. Chase Lovelady got a little bit of daylight out in front with a bobble by the 87 of Lilly, as it's been all Lovelady so far in this one.
Yeah, Jake, last time by here on the front stretch, number 5X of Steve Gill and Adam Briggs got together a little bit. Shuffled Briggs all the way back to the 15th position.
Everybody now running single file for the time being, as we've now settled into a nice 15-lap run here to start this race. Clean and green so far. Everybody minding their P's and Q's. Here you see the 07 of Tyler Schofield getting that wedge nose up underneath the back of the 19 of Kevin Macy as we go double box here. See the 407 and the 16 as we now check the battle up front.
Sozio to the inside of Vale for the 3rd position, side by side as they go into turn 1.
That's battle for the 4th spot there as Sozio, remember, missed the race at Mobile because of his brother's wedding. Vale was the runner-up there, and Sozio still trying to get that first ever SRL Sportsman Series victory. He's come oh so close. We've got a car going around in turn number 4, and we are going to have our first yellow of the night. That looks like the 21 of Eric Sharon has gone around, and I believe he had a little bit of help courtesy of the front bumper of the 58 of Steve Barnes. So that'll bring out our first yellow. Nice long green flag run to start this race.
Yeah, Jake, and right before that caution came out, our fast qualifier, Kevin Macy, had just cracked the top 5. So he'll be moved back to the 6th position as we're going to go back to the last complete lap. Adam Briggs pulls into the infield. We're going to have a replay on this as...
Yeah, if you're watching here on Pit Road TV, able to just catch a little bit of this one as you see the 21 of Sharon back up to speed. You're going to see it at the tail end of this one. Keep an eye out in turn number 4 You're going to see the red car on the bottom of the racetrack through the middle of turns 3 and 4. And just a little bit of helping around goes the 21 of Sharon.
Sharon coming off of a win last week at Citrus County Speedway in a regular scheduled sportsman event.
So back again live. You see a couple of cars that had some issues early on. Chase King. Talk about the Kings here in the state of Florida. Generation after generation of talented race car drivers. Chase has run a little bit had some great success in the pro trucks, dabbled a little bit in super late models and pro late models. Getting his first opportunity to start an SRL Sportsman race here tonight, teaming up with with Morris Racing. That being the second car that you would see Brandon Morris driving around here. So clearly something not right on that car. They're going to see if they can't go get it diagnosed and see if they can't have him out here for the second feature.
And Chase King is our current points leader with the pro trucks, making his first start.
Again, if you're watching right now, free preview right now on Pit Row TV. Lonnie Lofton is watching all the way from Newton, North Carolina. Lonnie, thanks for tuning in here tonight for the SRL Sportsman Series, race number 4 of the 2023 season, live here in Winter Haven, Florida at Auburndale Speedway. Again, working our first yellow. We'll look to see when they'll put the choose cone out on the back stretch.
Looks like Fred's coming out with a choose cone now, Jake. So let's be interested to see what strategies the drivers are going to use here.
A lot of drivers going to bide for the inside, but it's going to be Rutherford's going to be the first one to break that trend. Vale is also going to jump to the outside. And now I think you'll see pretty even split the rest of the way. But Rutherford going to try to pick up a couple of spots and restart on the outside here. Maybe do a little homework, figure out if that outside groove has any extra grip up there. Maybe try to find a way to snag a spot or two here on this next restart.
Absolutely. Early on, 18 laps into this first 50-lap feature event. Then all Chase Lovelady, clean and green out front. Rutherford was right there on Keith Lilly's back bumper for the second position. Now he's moved up to second on the track by virtue of the choose cone.
And if you're watching our Facebook Live free preview right now, Pit Row TV, SRL Sportsman, Sunshine State Racing, all got that. Chime in, let us know where you're watching from here tonight.
Lights are out on the track. Jake, we're going to go green on the exit of turn 4 here.
Ready to go back to green. Green flag back out. Pretty dead even there at the start as you see him rip past our speed shot just here past the start-finish line. Lovelady chasing the 5R up the racetrack. Lots of contact. Still leaning on each other. Man, Lovelady in the 8 and the 5 of Rutherford leaving each other very little room. Lots of contact to the right front. And we've got a car going around, and it's the 21 of Eric Sharon once again bringing out our second yellow. And we had a nice clean green start, but cautions breed cautions. And for the second time here tonight, the 21 of Sharon has gone down. And keep an eye on that 5 of Rutherford. The 8 of Lovelady kind of slipped up, went up about a half a groove. And the 5R of Rutherford is letting the 8 of Lovelady know he is not happy about it. Lots of damage to the right rear of that 8. Thankfully, does not look like a tire rub as the bottom part of that quarter panel is crushed in, but the left front of that 5R of Rutherford also with significant damage.
Lovelady still being shown your leader. Chad Rutherford second. Jason Vale third. Keith Lilly fourth. Tim Sozio rounds out the top 5 as we are 19 laps in. From 6 on back, Tyler Schofield in the 07 is 6th. Kevin Macy 7th. Joe Winchell, the hero, in 8th. Brandon Morris 9th in the 56th. Steve Gill has made it back up to the 10th position. Matthew Green 11th. Sean Harper 12th. James Seawright 13th. Jason Bartram 14th. Danny Webb 15th.
Yeah, so the choose cone being placed on the back straightaway. Lovelady and Rutherford both going to go for the bottom, and now it'll be Jason Vale this time that's going to jump to the outside, see what kind of drivers can leapfrog a couple of positions, take advantage of restarting on the outside and gain some spots. Because look, you talked about, Steve, a lot of drivers that are high up in our point standings have really struggled in the early going in this one, and they've got to try to gain some track position as we are almost to the halfway point. Hard to believe in this first feature of the night for the SRL Sportsman Series.
Yeah, we've got one of our local fans watching right here from Winter Haven, Florida, but she's stuck at work, would rather be here, she says. Chelsea Bailey Mears, appreciate you tuning in to Pit Road TV.
Field gets the 1 to go signal. It'll be Lovelady on the inside, Vale to the outside, Chad Rutherford down low, Keith Lilly the outside of row 2, Tim Sozio and Joe Winchell going to make up row number 3. 31 laps to go, 19 complete as the field gets ready to make their way through turns 3 and 4, headed back to the green flag. Here we go, 31 laps to go.
Side by side as they go into 1 and 2. Lovelady inside, Vale outside, Rutherford side by side for second and fourth. We got one going, Colbert going through the infield for the grass, and around is Danny Webster.
So
number 1.
Daniel Webster has gone around in turns 1 and 2. Dodge Carlbert went down through the grass, and Webster, who had a great first race of the year at Freedom Factory, having trouble here tonight. Had some issues at Mobile late in the race there as we see the 1 of Webster head back to the pits. As we've got the field starting to form back up again, the 407 of Vale showing that he's out in front here. As we'll get ready to check a replay here as see the green flag. You're going to watch him coming down here into turns 1 and 2 as we slow it down. Keep an eye on the 0-2 of Carlbert first going around. Goes down in through the grass, and then for the 1 of Webster, I don't know if he maybe just kind of locked the brakes up and almost it's like the back end of the car almost kind of wheel hopped as he came down into turn number 1, and around went the 1 of Webster. I'm not quite sure if Webster had help or not.
Colbert has a little help for Sean Harper, the 00, and like you said, Jake, the 1 of Danny Webster getting on the binders pretty hard. Car went around.
So field doubled back up once again. Did not get a restart there as we will restart again here. 31 laps to go. Complete restart. Lovelady back on it once again. Green is out.
Lovelady to the inside. Vale on the outside. Rutherford trying to put his nose in there for the second position, but Vale fights back on the outside of Lovelady.
Had a stack up midway through the pack. It looked like the 73 of Bartram couldn't get going and kind of had an accordion effect. Meanwhile, up here at the front of the field, big-time problems. The 87 of Keith Lilly. Cars having to scatter all over the place, including the 5X of Steve Gill, as it looks like the 87 of Lilly's off the pace. Keith may either have a tire down or something as he is way off the pace.
Eric Schroen in the 21 is pulled into the infield as well. Still out front, a good battle shaping up.
And a caution is going to come out. Here is the 87 of Keith Lilly. Slows in turns 3 and 4. We'll see if him slowing on the speedway, if that's going to draw a penalty or not for intentionally bringing out a caution, slowing on the speedway. They're checking the racetrack for debris, and I don't quite see anything. And looks like to me all 4 of those tires, of those American Racer tires, they look to be up here on the right side. We'll try to get a good look of it here on the left if either he has a left front down. Looks pretty good to me. Looks like a little bit of damage there, and as he's not giving the 99 a whole lot of room there as he voices his displeasure, as Lilly will make his way into the infield, and I believe he's going to take that car back to the pit area to the attention of his crew.
Yeah, Jake, that's a veteran in the 87 and a rookie in the 99.
Checking the replay right here. Keep an eye on that 87 machine on the outside of the 16. Looks like a little help from the 92 of Winchell to kind of get things going. Gets bent out of shape. He catches it, and then the rest of the field has to, take evasive action and scatter here. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened with the 87 after that, as he just kind of wheel hopped a little bit coming through the corner there. And curious to see what exactly race officials are going to deem here for the 87, if that's going to mean a lap penalty or if they'll have to put him just to the tail end of the line here, as we just got a couple laps in on that one, and we'll restart this one with 29 to go, 4 laps shy of our halfway point.
Jake, a couple cars to watch now and towards the tail end of the field is going to be Dodge Colbert back there at the tail end of the field, as well as Danny Webster. And Keith Lilly's making his way back out to the track here in just a moment.
And for everybody watching right now on our free preview right now on Pit Road TV, you've got a little bit of time left in this one, so if you haven't ordered your subscription yet to pitroad.tv, go ahead and do that now, as we'll be pulling the Facebook feed coming up in a little bit, so you'll still have a little bit of time to tune in with us right now as the choose cone is in place. Jason Vale, he likes what he sees on the outside. You got to think he thinks that that car is a little bit better than the 5R of Rutherford, so he thinks he's got an advantage by restarting there on the outside. He thinks he can hold that 5R off and maintain that track position in second. The 16 of Tim Sozio is going to restart in the 4 spot. And how about Steve Gill, who at one point was all the way back in the 13th spot, now finds himself restarting 6th. Field should be getting the 1 to go signal this time by. And Steve, we've got a lot of drivers that were having some issues early on that are slowly but surely taking advantage of these cautions and these restarts and have worked their way up through the field nicely.
For sure. And some of our drivers that are no longer out there, like Richard Lamb and Chase King, they're going to have fresher tires in the second feature if they're able to make it back out for the second event.
Big advantage for you if you're able to save your stuff and have fresher tires, but they are going to have to start at the tail end of the field. It's been all Chase Lovelady so far. He's led all 21 as we're getting closer and closer to halfway as the green flag is back out.
Green flag out. Inside Lovelady Vale, outside Rutherford. Side by side for third.
Tyler Schofield thought about going 3 wide there for just a moment, but thought better of it. He'll fall back into line. He'll let the 5R and the 16 duke it out. Meanwhile, the 407 of Jason Vale, he's not going anywhere. Here goes Schofield, sticking a nose to the inside. Once again, he'll back off and allow the 5R to get through. They make contact. The 16 is Sozio, and the 5R of Rutherford is Chad. Looks to take that 3rd spot away. Here comes Jason Vale, trying to pull over a crossover move from the outside back to the inside as Lovelady continues to hold on to the race lead.
Sozio up to the 3rd position as Rutherford shuffled back.
Sozio's been so close in the SRL Sportsman Series as we've got trouble back in the middle of the pack. It looks like the 44 of Matthew Green is off the pace. We continue on and we show them the cross flags. We are halfway home in this one. 25 up, 25 laps to go.
Up front, got the battle of...
Looks like Lovelady up front, the 407 of Jason Vale and the 16 of Sozio. Again, if you're watching right now on Pit Road TV, the free preview getting ready to go away. So again, you got to head to Pit Road TV to get your subscription. You're watching the great battle up front for the SRL Sportsman. Their first feature of the night, your race leader, Chase Lovelady. 2nd place, Jason Vale. 3rd place, Tim Sozio. Throw a blanket over him. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
28 laps in, 22 still to go. Side by side for 2nd. Rutherford on the outside, Vale inside, Tyler Schofield in 4th. Waiting to see what's going to happen right here.
Yes,
that Sozio on the outside.
Sozio having a great battle with the 407 of Jason Vale, not letting him out of his sights at all. And the 07 of Tyler Schofield, he's got a front row seat to all of it. Meanwhile, slowly but methodically, the 5X of Steve Gill has made his way up into the top 5, trying to ensure himself a good points night, even if he can't capitalize on a victory here tonight. There goes the 407 of Vale into the corner, and around he goes. Help from the 07 of Schofield's going to bring out the caution.
Yeah, Jake, Schofield went in there pretty hot right there and got in the back left quarter panel of Vale. Vale goes around. So we are 30 laps in now with 20 to go. Going to wait and see what the official call is here from the officials.
Going to check a replay coming up here in just a moment. And now for the 07 of Schofield, we'll see if he taps out or if both cars are going to go to the rear. The 407 was racing hard with the 16, and it kind of opened up the inside just a little bit, but the 07 of Schofield, kind of the downside to these wedge bodies, you get the bottom of that nose can fit right underneath the back of these race cars, and you can very, very easily lift the rear tires up off the racetrack, and that's exactly what happened with the 407. Vale tried to hang on to it, but couldn't keep it stopped. He had that momentum going just a little bit, and he took out the orange cone.
So still out front has all been Chase Lovelady, but now possibly a new runner-up in the second position. Sozio, as we wait to see what the official call is going to be on that caution.
Yep. Lovelady made a start at the Freedom Factory as well here at Auburndale, but only one top 10 finish on the season so far for him, and he's got to be loving this. He hit the jackpot with the lucky draw of the roll of the die, and unlike some other cars that qualified around him, he has held on and maintained that lead position.
Chase Lovelady, one of our regular competitors here in the Super Late Model Series as well. Tim Sozio has made a couple starts here in the last couple months in the Super Late Model as well. So we've got quite a few people watching.
Steve, who's chiming in right now? We got people watching on the SRL Sportsman Series page as well as the Facebook page for Pit Road TV. And, if these guys get on a long green flag run here, everybody getting the free preview, you might catch the tail end of this first feature if this one stays clean and green the rest of the way. As the 07 of Schofield, tough break for him as he's going to drop back to the tail end of the field. That'll mean the 407 of Vail. We'll see if he's going to get his spot back or not. Looks like Vail is dropping back, so this is going to be a tough break for the 2021 Series champion. And for Schofield, a couple of wins in the SRL Sportsman Series. Had a pretty good start to the year. A couple of top 5 finishes at the Freedom Factory and here at Auburndale. The 407 of Vail has pulled into the infield now. Could this be strategy to maybe make sure that you're good for the next feature, make sure your tires are fresh? Or is there legitimately a problem with the 407? That'll be the question. We'll see what Jason does here. But it looks like he's taking the 407 back to the attention of his crew in the pits.
Yeah, the 407, Jason Vail is going to go out behind the wall. So it's going to continue to be Chase Lovelady out front. Tim Sozio second. Tyler Schofield is tagged to the tail end of the field. So I believe, Jake, that's going to move Steve Gill up to the third position. See what they're going to do when the choose cone comes out. Steve Gill finally has that track position that he needed.
Shout out to everybody watching our free preview. We got Brenda Parker watching from Pompano Beach. Joseph watching in from Elberton, Georgia. Joe watching from Hollywood, Florida. Kelly's in Groveland, Florida. Got folks from Indiana watching. And looks like, wow, this is a big, if Matt Reynolds watching from Honolulu, Hawaii right now. A lot of people right now fired up to see Chase Lovelady at the front of this field right now.
Jake, on that last restart, Dodge Culver restarted in the 20th position. He will now be up to 12th, so watch that 0-2.
A lot of drivers trying to take advantage of the restarts. A lot of cars up at the front of the field having issues. So the guy that has certainly got that lucky rabbit's foot, and you would have not thought, 20 laps ago that Steve Gill could potentially have a shot to get a top 3 finish, let alone win this race, and he's going to restart third. But keep an eye on this front row. The 8 of Chase Lovelady's led all 30 laps so far. He's now going to have the 16 of Tim Sozio to his outside. The 5R of Chad Rutherford, very aggressive right behind them, as well as the 5X of Steve Gill. And a solid third row there in Kevin Macy and Joe Winchell. 20 laps to go as we get ready to head back to the restart zone, and the green flag awaits the field. 30 complete, 20 to go. Chase Lovelady brings them back to the green flag.
Lovelady with a good start has the inside lane all by himself. Sozio trying to fight back on the outside. That's a drag race down the backstretch, Jake.
Joe Winchell trying to stick his nose to the inside of the 5R of Chad Rutherford. And a little bit too much contact there, and the 5R of Rutherford goes around. 73 of Jason Bartram and the 54 of Danny Partolo slow to get through there as well. And we're going to have another interesting call here. There you see the left rear tire completely shredded off of that 5R of Rutherford and damage to the front of that car as well. So for Rutherford, he will have to go get a brand new American Racer tire if he's going to continue on in this one. Or if they just think that they're going to check out the second feature. Watch the 5R. Here's where I think the contact is going to be made right there. And it's going to cut that tire down pretty quickly, and it shredded it right off the hub, really. Or right off the rim, rather. And watching again there, right above that yellow 92, the 5R, there you see the contact. And around goes the 5R of Chad Rutherford. That's why we're under our most recent caution, our 5th caution of the race.
Yeah, and the hero, Jay, the hero is going to be told to tag the tail end of the field. Joe Winchell, the 92, for being involved in that caution. Chad Rutherford is going to get the hook on the number 5.
There you see the attention being given to the 5R of Chad Rutherford, and unfortunate end to his night here in the first feature. Hopefully they'll be able to make the necessary repairs to get him out here for our second feature.
Yeah, Jake, and he will have to replace that left rear tire with a scuffed tire, one that's already been used previously. Cannot put a brand new tire on the left rear. They have checked and marked serial numbers earlier of all tires purchased tonight.
So again, we started this race with an 18-lap green flag run, but over the course of the last 12 laps, we have had 5 yellow flags plague us in this one. And the thing with these SRL Sportsman races, 24 cars around one of these little quarter-mile bull rings, not a whole lot of room out here for a lot of these drivers, especially at a one-groove racetrack like Auburndale. You're going to run into messes like that, or like we've seen here, but 5 yellow flags over 12 laps. But the story has been Chase Lovelady since the drop of the green flag. He has led all of them. But some drivers that, I mean, look at the one of Webster. He was at the tail end of the longest line, back behind the pits. He currently finds himself in the 6th position. And a driver like Brandon Morris, who you thought would be, up near the front, has just kind of struggled a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, and it's kind of bittersweet right now for Land Motorsports. Richard Land was the first car out. Hopefully he can make it back out for the second feature event. And his team car is out front.
I'm sure as disappointed as Richard is, he is one of Chase Lovelady's biggest fans right now back in the pit area. There you see the 5X of Steve Gill, one of the best-looking cars you'll see here in the SRL Sportsman Series. Whether it's shades of Senna in the F1 days, the Marlboro cars for Penske Racing in the Indy 500. I mean, we are in the month of May. Just one of the coolest-looking race cars you're going to find in this class. There's the 56, the defending series champion, and the winner last time out here at Auburndale Speedway, Brandon Morris.
He's always got nice-looking cars as well. Still time to subscribe to Pit Road TV, pitroad.tv for the live look-in. That's going to go away very soon. We appreciate all the mothers listening and watching tonight as well.
Tough break for Danny Parlow there. You see him walking out of the outside of his number 54 car. I believe Tony pointed out to us that car was shooting some steam out, so that one was probably running a little hot for Danny. So he might try to get a little assistance back to the pit area, try not to get that one to overheat, maybe try to get it cooled down for the second feature, as they're currently working on cleaning up turns 3 and 4. They've got the blower out on the speedway. And we're going to keep an eye on the comeback trail of the 07 of Tyler Schofield, who brought out our previous yellow, and he had to start deep in the field here, and he's still going to have a long way to go in this one to try to get back up and salvage a good finish here in our first feature of the night for the SRL Sportsman Series.
Yeah, like you said, Jake, a lot of the drivers that had problems early on are now making their way back up through the field. Adam Briggs has now cracked the top 10. Danny Webb's right behind him, and Brandon Morris behind him, as well as Sean Harper and Dodge Colbert.
Don't forget to follow the SRL Sportsman Series on our social media pages. SRL Sportsman Race Series is our Facebook page. Go ahead and get your phones out and give that page a follow. If you're on Twitter, at SRL Sportsman is where you can find the SRL Sportsman Series. There you see on our ticker right now. So be sure to keep up with the SRL Sportsman Series. Our next race coming up on Saturday night, June the 10th. They must have known it was my birthday that week. They scheduled a home race for us. I'll get to sleep in my own bed that night and we get to watch some of the best sportsman drivers in the country rip around the 3/8 mile of the Freedom Factory with a freshly paved turns 1 and 2, the first time they've had that track repaved to this extent since about 1993, I believe. So most of the track's still going to be on that original asphalt. But Cletus McFarland and his team doing a great job to try to get that track put back together. That's where the SRL Sportsman Series is going to head next on June 10th. But don't worry, Auburndale Speedway fans, we're going to be back once you guys are done with your summer break. August 26th, what better way to get the summer break kicked off? We're going to be back there. You see, there's owner of the track, Rex, right there. Rex Guy. He does it all here. He's doing a nice job out there, making sure the racetrack is clean and green for all these drivers. So, again, if you're watching live right now on Pit Road TV, be sure to get your monthly subscription. Again, I'm Jake Wilson, voice of the SRL Sportsman Series, joined tonight, of course, by your track announcer, Steve Darling. Good to be here with you again, Steve. And again, you can follow me on Twitter as well at @AnnouncerJake. And again, the SRL Series, SRL Sportsman on Twitter as well.
Choose cone is out, Jake. Let's see what Daniel Webster will do right here. He does choose the inside. He's the first one I thought would choose the outside.
Yeah, a lot of drivers opting for the inside there. So James Seawright, he's going to try to take advantage of this, the defending Rookie of the Year for the SRL Sportsman. He's going to restart in the 4th spot. No changes up front, though. Chase Lovelady and Tim Sozio are going to make up the front row. Then it's going to be the 5X of Steve Gill, the 8 of Seawright. Kevin Macy, Adam Briggs are going to make up row number 3. And how about row number 4, the 1 of Daniel Webster and Jason Bartram jumping all the way up to the outside of row number 4 as we're ready to go back to green with 19 laps to go in this one.
Green flag is in the air. Lovelady once again inside. The red and white car on the outside is Tim Sozio. Sozio got a nose out front.
Great restart by the 16 of Tim Sozio. Both drivers up front here chasing down their first SRL Sportsman victory, and it's the 16 of Sozio. Clear out front. He takes over the race lead. Now the move for 3rd. Gill going to hold on to the 3rd spot. Now Kevin Macy, our fast qualifier from earlier tonight, trying to move up into the 4th spot on the inside of the 8 of Seawright. They're side-by-side behind him as well with Webster and Briggs as the top 3 get clear, trying to sort things out for 4th.
Briggs hung out on the outside, trying to get down behind Webster, right in front of Brandon Morris. Brandon Morris closed the door, but out front, it's all Sozio. The battle is now for the 7th position on Pit Road TV. You can watch it live, side by side, for 8 now.
Oh, trouble in turns 3 and 4. The 44 of Matthew Green has gone around, and the yellow flag has come out once again here at Auburndale. We'll check to see if he got a little help over there or not. I just looked up in the nick of time to see the 44 kind of pirouetting through the corner and before coming to a stop.
For a comeback out, he's towards the tail end of the field, right out there in front of Lucas Hinton.
Checking the replay right now. We're going to keep an eye on the 44, and I believe he had a little help from one of his friends. That friend being the 58 of Steve Barnes. Looks like Barnes involved in that one, and the 44 of Green is going to try to get his spot back if he can. We'll see if the 58 taps or not, or if they'll have both involved. But I believe that one's going to be on the 58 of Barnes, so it looks like Barnes is going to drop to the rear here.
In the same replay you're seeing, race director Ricky Brooks was able to see that as well. See the race rewind and make the call here. As we are 35 laps in, 15 still to go, Jake. This is going to be quite a battle now. We've got a new leader out front, and the number 16 could be a new first-time winner here at Auburndale Speedway for the SRL Sportsman Series.
Sozio was a guy, when I looked at the start of this season, if you look at the stats, Sozio is one of the most consistent drivers in this series to not have a win. 10 career top 5 finishes, 20 top 10s in 26 career starts. Could tonight be the night that the driver from Davie, Florida gets that oh-so-coveted first SRL Sportsman victory here tonight. He has been oh so close so many times, but he's got some really hungry drivers behind him, including series points leader Steve Gill, winner from the Freedom Factory, Daniel Webster, winner from last time here at Auburndale, the 56 of Brandon Morris, and the 19 of Kevin Macy.
And Daniel Webster all the way up to the out front, outside second row. We're getting ready to go green here on the exit of turn 4.
Ready.
Sozio, Lovelady.
Green flag back out for everybody here on Pit Road TV. Are you going to get to see the whole rest of this first race? Find out here as they come down into 3 and 4. Do you want to see the rest of this race? Leave it in the comments. Do you want us to keep this free preview going or not? We've got one heck of a race coming up. Look at the battle for second. Oh, big problems down in turns 1 and 2. Sorry to talk over you there for a second, Steve, as we've got big-time problems down in turn 1 and 2.
Matthew Green went around again. Chad Rutherford stopping up there trying to get turned around by Lucas Hinton. We're looking to see if we can get a replay here.
Keep an eye on them here as they come down into turns 1 and 2. There you see, I believe that's going to start. Yep, the 5R Rutherford looked like he may have had a little help from the 99 of Hinton. Nowhere to go for the 44 of Green. Just looked to be an innocent bystander there. But definitely looks like the 5R of Rutherford had a little help from the 99 of Lucas Hinton, making his first SRL Sportsman start. Young driver moving up from the Legends ranks.
Lucas Hinton trying to get that 99 machine fired back up, making just his first SRL start tonight. Folks, make sure you let Pit Road TV production crew there watching the Facebook comments here. Let them know you don't want to watch these last 14 laps.
Yeah, if you guys aren't chiming in, we could always just turn it off. But if you want to know, if you want to see the end of this race, leave a comment. Keep it up. As when we do get this one restarted, we'll have 14 laps remaining in this one. What I thought was going to be a pretty clean first race, what do I know? These drivers are going for it. There's points on the line. There's money on the line. And who knows? I mean, if you win this race, we saw the 6 hit earlier. If we hit the 1, you're only going to have a 4-car invert. You got to try to fight to stay up at the front best you can.
We've got a couple people watching in from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Jeff Chadwick. Danny Bartlett watching from Lakeland says, leave it on.
So the 99 of Hinton getting pushed back to the pit area, or now it looks like he's going to head back out onto the track. I thought he was going to make the right turn towards the pit. Hangs a left, and he'll tag up the tail end of the field here.
Choose cone is out. I imagine Susie is going to choose the inside.
First 2 cars want the inside. It's going to be Webster and Gill. They're going to both opt for the outside. So for the first time tonight, Webster's going to be on the front row, and this is going to get interesting. Team cars on the front row. Of course, Daniel Webster, a great driver himself, but he is also the crew chief and preparer of that 16 race car. And for the first time tonight, Brandon Morris in the top 5 in that 56 car. He'll restart 5th.
Look out there outside third row. Tyler Schofield's able to make his way all the way up to the outside third row. Getting ready to come back green this time by a green flag in the air.
Green flag out. We'll see what kind of slack the 1 of Webster cuts his own driver, the 16 of Sozio. See if they're going to try to work together here to try to block the rest of the field. See if they can't keep the 8 of Lovelady and the 5X behind him. Webster would love to see his teammate get to victory lane, but Webster, he's eyeing down the checkered flag, and a second win here tonight. Webster with the advantage down the backstretch.
We got Matthew Green going around.
Big problem in turn number 2, the 44 Matthew Green. Looks like the right front quarter panel and the whole nose of that wedge body car hanging on by a thread. And I'm going to be interested to see, I believe the 1 of Webster is going to be shown our leader when they restack the field back up again. So what a restart for Daniel Webster on the outside line. Check the replay right here on Pit Road TV. Keep an eye on the 00 of Harper, the 44 of Green. And looked like the 44 and the 00 just both got together there, and unfortunately the 44 of green is going to get the worst of it.
37 laps in, 13 still to go. Webster is being scored your leader now.
Yeah, just absolutely nowhere to go there. Green and Harper both kind of fighting for that same piece of real estate there as you see the body parts coming off the 44 car. As we're going to restart with 13 laps to go. We're going to roll the replay one more time here. It's hard to make a call right here. The 00 and the 44, it's almost like they kind of both came together. It looks like to me where it's like the 44 may have gone down, the 00 may have kind of gone up a little bit, but they both just kind of fighting for the same little bit of real estate there, and that's why I'm not a race director. And now for the 44 of green, kind of sporting an open wheel modified look right now as the front of that car is all torn to pieces. Should not have any issues with that radiator getting some cool air, as that thing is opened up big time up at the front of the
Webster outside, Jake.
Yeah, Webster looked really good there on that outside last time. It's such a hard call to make when you're racing your teammate, your team car. Is it better to be on that outside, or would you rather restart right up tucked behind him, or if you do that, you give the opportunity to the 8 of Lovelady to get to the outside, or even the 5X of Steve Gill, as Gill looks like that car's been pretty strong on the inside or outside, no matter which way they want to restart. But as we get ready to go, 13 laps to go. So again, if you're watching on Pit Row TV, let us know. Do you want to see the end of this race? You've got your free preview, could be running out here in just a moment. You've got to leave a comment and let us know if you want to see the remainder of this one.
Webster was able to make that number 1 machine fire off on the outside last restart. So we'll see what can happen now. As they're coming into turn 3, going to get the green flag on the exit of turn 4 here, side by side. Green flag is in the air. Once again, Webster able to fire off on the outside, Jake.
Webster got a great restart. He caught the 16 of Sozio napping, but here comes Tim. Tim Sozio on the inside, not giving up just yet. He wants that first career SRL Sportsman win, and he's 12 laps away as he gets clear of the one of Webster. Webster quickly gets back to the bottom of the racetrack and tries to hold down that inside line. Behind him, Lovelady, Gill, Morris, and Macy side by side. Big problems here on the front stretch. The 73 of Jason Bartram has gone around. The 29 of Jeff Gilbo, nowhere to go for the Integrity Transmission machine. Several cars look like it started with the 14 of Briggs, where he had all but come to a complete stop, and absolutely nowhere to go for the rest of the field on that one.
"39 laps in, 11 still to go."
Going to take a look at our replay right now on Pit Row TV as you got to pick up a little bit of debris here on the front stretch. Here's the replay. Keep an eye on the 14 machine of Briggs on the outside. He's going to get contact with the 8 of Seawright and all but come to a stop right in front of the 73 of Bartram. And then the 73 was right in front of the 29 of Gilbo and absolutely nowhere to go. But we are going to have to check things out here on the front stretch. It does look like there is some fluid down on the front stretch. That could have come from the 29 of Gilbo, as he may have had some significant radiator damage as he went right into the left rear quarter panel and then the side of the 73 of Bartram.
There's quite a bit of water right here on the front stretch, but luckily it's only water from the radiator of Gilbo. Jeff Gilbo Sr. making his first SRL start since the Freedom Factory season opener.
They're saying that water is kind of down on the inside of the racetrack, kind of out of harm's way, so we're going to let this one go. As we're back to green, 11 laps to go. Sozio again on the outside. The one of Webster on the inside. Steve Gill trying to get the advantage on the 8 of Lovelady for third. Much better restart this time for Webster, but it's still Sozio at the line for the race lead. 10 laps to go. What a battle for the race lead. The one of Daniel Webster this time with the advantage at the line. Sozio wheel to wheel with the number 1. Couple of awesome throwback paint schemes.
Steve Gill single file in the third position, just kind of watching those drivers in front of him side by side for 4th and 5th. Now give 4th to Kevin Macy.
It's going to be Webster with the advantage now. Sozio quickly going to jump back into line. He'll hold on to the second spot as we're single file now for the top 6.
Brandon Morris bounces off the front stretch wall.
Yeah, Morris using every inch of real estate he could find there in the 7th spot. Battle side by side behind him. Seawright and Winchell running 8th and 9th. 6 to go as they hit the line.
Now, got to be going around in turn 1 and 2 there. Looks like Adam Briggs having a problem once again.
Briggs is around, and we have hit double digits. Caution number 10 as we'll restart this one with 6 laps to go.
This is a tall ask for Pit Road TV. If you folks want to hang in there, let them know. To go, Jason Bartram in the 73 has pulled to the inside infield, going to take it behind the wall, hopefully get that car repaired for feature race number 2. Had a almost just about driver's door full of Jeff Gabot.
Well, so much for a clean, nice, easy first 50-lap feature as these drivers are going for it here. This is race number 4 of the 2023 SRL Sportsman Series. Will be officially halfway through it when the checkered flag waves in this first feature, as we'll have race number 5 stump coming up. So right now, as we're inside of 10 laps to go, 6 to go, leave the comment if you're watching on Pit Road TV, if you're on one of our social media pages that's getting the free preview. Who is going to get it done? Is it going to be the Webster, the number 1 of Webster, getting his second win of the season? Is it career win number 1 for the 16 of Sozio? Can Steve Gill go back-to-back? Or could Kevin Macy pull the upset after setting fast time and starting all the way back in the 9th spot? Our 9th and 10th place starters restarting this race with 6 to go from row number 2. Anything can happen.
Lights are off on the track, Jake. We're making our way into turn 3. We're going to go green on the... No, lights are back on. I apologize. We're going to go green next time back.
Yep, once this free preview ends, you're going to have to go to pitroad.tv and get the subscription to be able to watch the rest of the races here tonight as they waved off that last green flag. Now, Webster had been picking the outside line. Now he's opting for going for the inside this time. So switching things up here on this next restart here. As the field again continuing to pace around the field and waiting to get the 1 to go signal, the yellow flag remaining out.
Next up will be the A-Mods. A-Mods, if you can hear us over there in the pits, A-Mods the station.
Thanks again to everybody tuning in on our free preview of Pit Row TV. All of our supporters on the SRL Sportsman page as well as the Sunshine State Racing page chiming in who they think's going to win. We had somebody picking Joe Winchell. If Joe can get it done from the 8th spot, that's going to be impressive. As we got 6 laps to go. Again, checking the racetrack for some debris. As the field has gotten the 1 to go, the lights are out on the speedway. We're going to have 6 laps to go to settle this one. Will we go clean and green these final 6 laps?
6 laps around this bull ring is a tall.
It's going to go by in a hurry if we stay green. Webster on the inside, Sozio the outside, green flag back out. Webster with a good advantage as they head down in a 1 and 2 out in front by about a half a car length. We'll see at the 16 Asozio is able to get clear on the inside right in front of the 5X. Nope, he opts to battle on the outside still. Will that come back to hurt him? 5 to go. Here goes Steve Gill looking for second.
Steve Gill now fall back into third position, trying to put a nose to the inside of Sozio. Sozio closes the door on the exit of 4 here.
Do the drivers know that they still have another 50 laps? Does that weigh into their decision on whether to push hard or take it easy here? We'll have to ask them here down in victory lane, but it's Daniel Webster coming to the line. 3 laps to go for the number 1 car.
Around goes Joe Winchell in turn 2.
Joe Winchell around in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And we are going to have to stack them up and do it again. Caution number 11 on the night involving the hero, Joe Winchell. Sorry, excuse me.
Gary Love is picking Dodge Colbert. Cody Brusso, one of our sportsman drivers, she's watching from up in the panhandle, says tech needs to be done. I'm sure it will, for sure. Webster still being scored the leader. Sozio second. Steve Gill third.
Listen, I thought there that Sozio was a little aggressive. He looked like he had an opportunity to move down to the bottom earlier. He didn't take it. I thought the 5X of Gill was going to make him pay for that and take that spot away, but thankfully and luckily for the 16 of Sozio, he was able to get just enough of a run off the corner to where he was able to get clear and hold on to that second spot. Webster's going to choose the inside. Sozio wants the outside. Gill's going to go inside row 2. Kevin Macy's going to jump to the outside of row number 2, and he's going to restart 4th.
Just 3 laps to go to settle this one. Fields making their way down the backstretch. Speedy's going to give them the green flag at the cone on the exit of turn 4 there. Cone's been moved back a little bit.
Webster, does he have another good restart in him? Here they go to the line. Green flag back out. Sozio trying to get his first career SRL Sportsman win. Webster trying to get his second win on the season. Steve Gill, the points leader, right behind them, stalks the 1 and 16 in third. 2 to go.
Double sticks in the air. Webster, Sozio up high, opens the door for Gill.
Oh, big contact on the backstretch. The 19, Kevin Macy, hard into the outside wall. And contact with the 00, Sean Harper, ripping off the whole left side of that car as Macy, hard contact to the outside of the wall, and then a big hit to the inside right as the field was getting ready to take the white flag.
Tough break for Kevin Macy. Nowhere for Sean Harper to go. The whole left side is ripped off the number 19. Track officials are making their way over there. Sean Harper is out of the car, waiting to see if we can get movement from Kevin Macy. Kevin Macy does have his window net down and helmet off. Sean Harper going in and check on him. Make sure that he is okay.
Man, a tough break for Macy, who was trying to secure a top 5 effort after setting fast time. He had a very, very rough weekend in Mobile. They blew a motor on Friday night in practice. Got a brand new motor sent there, got it put in the car, managed to get a top 5 finish, but now they're going to have extensive body work to do on the on that race car as the whole left side of that car is torn apart. Let's check the replay here in just a moment here as you see Macy and Harper, thankfully both out of the car walking around under their own power. And Steve, here's the replay. Keep an eye on the 19 of Macy right here in front of the 07 of Schofield, and then watch for the big hit involving the 00. Oh, yeah, the 07 of Schofield, the 8 of Lovelady, the 19 of Macy, and the 56 of Morris really all kind of coming together at once. Macy hard into the outside wall. There you see the 07 of Schofield driving off. So a tough break for Kevin Macy, and for the 00 of Harper. I mean, that could have been a big hit for both of those drivers there.
07 of Schofield being told to take it to the pits just to pull that nose off. He is permitted to come back out.
So they'll make a couple of quick tugs on the sheet metal there, pull that off, and Schofield should be able to rejoin the race no problem.
John Losniak watching says, right foot down Motorsports putting on a show. That's for sure, Jake. Up front, the one of Daniel Webster. Next, right behind him is Tim Sozio. Steve Gill just waiting right there in the third position. Back up to fourth is Chase Lovelady, who led over the first half a lap.
Yeah, Chase Lovelady dominated the first half of this one, but since then it has been a mixture of the 16 of Sozio and the 1 of Webster throughout the night. Yeah, so people watching on Pit Row TV asking for a little genealogy quiz on the Gills. If Steve Gill is related to Bobby Gill, they are brothers, actually. So Bobby was actually at the race at Mobile, as we are going to display the red flag, as they're going to have quite some pickup to do there on the backstretch. They talked about it. One of Bobby's biggest late model wins that he ever got in his career came at Mobile. And so with Steve and the crew traveling to Mobile, Bobby came in and was a really, really useful ally for them to really kind of get Steve caught up and get him up to pace at Mobile. And boy, did it planned out perfectly for him, as Steve was able to get his first win of the year, as Steve has had an incredible start to the season, 2 second-place finishes to start the season, and then a win at Mobile, and in great position again here tonight, currently running in third. Chance to score another top 3 finish or try to go back-to-back and go back to victory lane. As it looks like red flag again being displayed, as they've got quite a bit of cleanup to do on the backstretch. Never good when you got a flatbed situation and a double wrecker on the speedway, as they'll attend to the 00 of Sean Harper and the 19 of Kevin Macy.
Jake, I'm making my way back down here on the track, and I have a word with a couple of these right foot down Motorsports drivers. Going to get in here and get a quick word with Daniel Webster. Daniel, things look sporty, outside, inside. Tried a couple different things. What's it going to do to keep Sozio behind you?
We hopefully one more good, clean start. I've just got we're super even on this car. I'm just really using the years and years of late model experience here on of where to position my car and just where to get track position to take advantage of and to try to put him in just enough situation. I don't want to hit him because I got to fix it. But really looking forward to just 2 nice, clean laps and get on to the next one.
All right. Danny Webster trying to hold on there. Going to have a word. Try to get in here with Tim Sozio. What's it going to take to try to get around the number 1?
He's definitely a little bit better than we are. I'm pretty upset at myself that I gave up the lead there. We'll need some help. I think he's definitely got some more drive off the corner, but we'll see what happens.
All right, just 2 laps to go. Track cleanup over on the backstretch. Unfortunately, Kevin Macy machine. Point. Steve Gill stuck. Meyer back in the field early. Has made the top 3. Steve, what's it going to take?
Get about half the field to fall out to the damn thing.
Yeah, just 2 laps to go. We'll see if we can finish this off. These drivers have to remember they still have 52 laps to go tonight. 2 left in this one. 50-lap feature later on tonight. Next up will be the Hubbard Family Trucking A-Mods.
So there you go, hearing from our top 3 drivers. I like Daniel's approach. Don't get too rough on that 16 because he's the one that's got to fix it. Very interesting dynamic up there at the front of the field between the 1 of Webster and the 16 of Sozio. A lot of hungry drivers back behind them. And again, still another 50-lap feature to come here tonight for the SRL Sportsman Series as a big night here. Yeah, so Chase King, taking a look at some of our Facebook comments. Of course, the King family, very prominent here in Central Florida. Chase following the family footsteps. His dad, Jamie, Super late model competitor for years. Chase kind of working his way up through the pro truck ranks. A little bit of super late model racing, making his first ever SRL Sportsman start here tonight. Yeah, people are like on the comment section here are like, oh, let us watch the second race. No, that's what the pitrow.tv subscription is for. So once this one is over, we'll ask you to go make your purchase of the subscription. Again, if you want to keep up with the SRL Sportsman Series the rest of the way this season, pitrow.tv is where you can find that and so much more. I know the last time we were racing in Mobile, I believe Pit Row TV had 2 or 3 different races going on around the country that night. I believe they were with the Carolina Pro Late Model Series. Tundra Super Late Models were running as well. Or up in, I think I saw, did I see Justin Mondique, I think, was running in that, I think, as well. Rest of the country starting to finally wake up a little bit, starting to get some more action. It's just not all down here in Florida anymore like it was for the opening portion of the race season. But again, the SRL Sportsman Series next race, a little bit less than a month from now at the Freedom Factory in Bradenton, Florida, June the 10th on Saturday night. So make plans to attend that race if you're a fan of the SRL Sportsman Series. And you feel like traveling down to the Freedom Factory. If you weren't able to be there in January, we had 45 cars attend that race, had a 20-plus car B main that night to try to secure the last 4 starting positions of that one. So, yeah, it's June 10th at the Freedom Factory. Again, Circle Track Racing finally starting to return to what was the high banks of DeSoto Speedway, but Cleves McFarland doing a nice job down there. They just repaved turns 1 and 2. I'll be getting my Larry McReynolds new track record on quite a bit when we get ready for that one. But we still got a green-white checker finish here in this one and another 50-lap feature still to come here for the SRL Sportsman Series. So they've got the 00 Sean Harper taken care of, now working on the 19 of Kevin Macy. And once they've got that car on the hook, we should be lifting the red flag and getting back to racing here in just a bit.
You're going to be the leader cam. I'm going to be the Dylan cam. And then I'm going to spot.
And if you're watching on Pit Row TV, we're going to step aside for 60 seconds.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Speedsport has been America's motorsports authority since 1934. Get news, results, and commentary from the most connected experts in the business, covering all forms of motorsports from flat track to NASCAR and everything in between. Bookmark speedsport.com on your mobile device now, or follow Speedsport on social, and be sure to subscribe to the Speedsport Daily. Speedsport is your one-stop shop for all things racing on 2 wheels and 4.
Back live here at Auburndale Speedway. You are watching coverage of the SRL Sportsman 50-lap feature, first of our twin 50s. Jake Wilson along with Steve Darling here tonight, and the remnants of the 19 machine of Kevin Macy starting to make their way back to the pit area. And with that being cleared up, the safety vehicles have pulled away, and we are getting the engines are coming back to life as the red flag is about to be lifted. Cars firing back up again, and we're getting ready to go here for a green-white checkered finish. 48 laps completed, and just 2 laps to go when we fire them back up here.
Daniel Webster is shown your leader. Tim Sozio second, Steve Gill third, Chase Lovelady fourth. Fifth is going to be Brandon Morris. Sixth, Dodge Culbert. See if we get the cone out on the backstretch. And this may shake it all up as the drivers get to decide. Just 2 laps to go, 48 in, a 50-lap feature event. And we're going to make our way down and talk to tonight's podium finishers. And then we'll come up with feature race for the A-Mods coming up next.
So let the tires get some heat back in them. Drivers trying to scuff off some of the debris they may have picked up under this yellow on their tires. And the choose cone is out on the backstretch. See if Webster goes inside, if Sozio's going to opt outside or go to the inside. And he's going to go outside, so the front row will split, even split up front. And don't really see, first one to really kind of break tradition is going to be the 8 of James Seawright as he opts for the inside. So that'll allow the 0-2 of Dodge Carlbert, who really has not had that great of a night tonight, still finding himself with a chance for a top 5 finish. He's going to restart on the outside of row number 3. All right, folks, hold on to your hats. Here we go. 2 laps to go. Green, white, checker finish. Green flag is out. Webster and Sozio. And Chase Lovelady into the outside wall as they came by the start-finish line. That's going to stack up the top 5. Seawright's going to move up into 5th. Here they come out of turn number 4. White flag in the air.
Give the advantage to Webster out front on the inside. Sozio trying to fight back. Open the door for Gill, possibly for second.
Daniel Webster out in front looking for win number 2 on the season, and he's going to get it here at Auburndale. Webster wins. Steve Gill gets another second-place finish, and Tim Sozio finishes in 3rd ahead of the 56 of Brandon Morris and the 8 of James Seawright.
Chase Lovelady comes home 6th. Chad Rutherford 7th. Dodge Carlbert 8th. Adam Briggs 9th. Joe Winchell rounds out the top 10. 11th is Steve Barnes. Lucas Hinton 12th. Kevin Macy begins forward 13th. Tyler Schofield 14th. Sean Harper 15th. Jason Bartram 16th. Jeff Gilbo Sr. 17th. Matthew Green 18th. Keith Lilly 19th. Danny Partolo 20th. Jason Vale 21st. Eric Schroen 22nd. Chase King 23rd. Richard Land rounds out the field in 24th. Going to send it on down trackside with Jake Wilson.
SRL Sportsman win number 2 on the season for the driver of the right foot down, number 1. Daniel Webster able to hold off on countless restarts. His teammate, the 16 of Tim Sozio. What an effort by the 5X of Steve Gill. Another runner-up finish here for the SRL Sportsman Series after starting all the way back in the 10th position. But let's hear it, folks. Climb it out of your car. Win number 2 on the season. It's the one of Daniel Webster. Daniel will throw on the Sunoco Race Fuels winning hat for the 2nd time this year. Man, that one was not easy. At one point, we see you going back behind the wall thinking your chances might be over. But when you have 12 cautions, you've got an opportunity to work your way back up through the field and talk about all those restarts side by side with your teammate, Tim.
It's not exactly how I drew up the first half of the race, but yeah, it just fired off crazy loose, got stuck back there and back, came in, and we threw just a couple rounds of sway bar at it, like, do this thing so bad I'm going to park it. And went out there and it woke it up. It came to life. And what an absolute blast. I hate to take Tim's first series away win, but I really needed that.
Now, I talked about all week leading into this race. We knew this was going to be a new format. You got to run 50 more laps on these 4 American racers. Were you saving it all there?
Not once, like, actually being able to win the race became a chance again. When I went to full, like, win now, worry about the second race later.
Talk about what it was like, again, trying to pick and choose, because you guys were doing a little bit of homework there. A couple of restarts on the inside, a couple on the outside there. What did you learn?
Really just feeling each other out. I think both of us were a tick better on the top, but I've just, over a decade and a half of racing supers here, I've learned enough tricks to just how to get it launched up off of 4 and get position. Once I can get nose out, I can kind of take away his angle a little bit and make him work harder than he wants to for it.
Well, 2 wins here to start the year. You got another 50 in you?
Oh, yeah. I'm more worried about the right rear tire than me. I've used it up quite a bit. But, thank you, everyone, for sticking it out. I know that was a wild race. I wish it went a little faster, a little smoother. But hopefully we come out here later tonight and put on a really good show.
Congratulations. Win number 2 on the season. Daniel Webster gets it done here tonight for the SRL Sportsman. And he's got a roll of the die coming up here in just a bit. So once we get done with our we'll get that rolled. And coming up, runner-up for the 3rd time this year. Man, you are Mr. Consistency to start the year. Talk about it. You just missed the invert, starting 10th. it looked like at one point in this race you were all the way back in 13th. It didn't look like second was even going to be an option for you. What did it take to get to this position and show the patience that you did to score another top 3 finish?
Just patience. I mean, honestly, the first 10 laps of the race, I didn't think we would get up here either. The car just didn't fire off well. We missed it a little bit in qualifying, but I knew if we just keep the fender straight on it, we'd work up. I didn't think we'd finish second, but I'm proud of my team. We worked hard to get here, and we have been consistent all year, and hopefully we can keep it up. I know there's a lot of beat and bang in that race, and it's rough racing on this track, and I think we all got used up a little bit tonight. But we got one more to go, and hopefully we can get through that thing, and you guys don't have to sit through so many cautions.
Yeah, that was a bit of a long one there, but anybody you want to give us a big shout-out to, and we want to thank you guys, Campfire Coffee Liqueur, stepping up for the Pole Award here tonight, giving out a free bottle of that as well as a $100 bonus as well, so big thank you to you guys for doing that.
Yeah, Campfire Coffee Liqueur, if you guys get a chance to go to Total Wine, they sell that stuff. It's amazing. You won't be disappointed, I promise you that. Get a bottle and try it. Dolce Vita Salon, my wife, Master Set Tile, Crash Claims Are Us, Major Site Development. It takes a lot of people to make these things go around the track, and they're expensive, but we love doing this, and I'm glad you guys came, and hopefully the next race will be a little bit better for you guys.
All right, that's Steve Gill bringing it home in second here in our first 50-lap feature. And coming home in third, the number 16, Tim Sozio. Oh, so close. What was it like battling with Daniel there for the final laps? And then it looked like it went one restart too long there. You fell back from second to third. But good to have you back in the car again here tonight, and a great run for you guys to start the night.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably one of the worst races I've ever been a part of. A lot of these guys don't have any business being out here, bringing out all these cautions. Like you said, there was way too many yellows there. I think we had it won. Then the last 15 laps took 45 minutes there. I tried to race everybody clean the whole race there. Got, ran in the fence off 4 here coming to the checkered. But, whatever. I'm pretty upset at myself for giving up the win, but, we'll move on.
Got a chance at another 50-lap feature here tonight, and a good top 3 effort for the 16 to Tim Sozio. And our defending series champion, Brandon Morris, coming home in 4th. Brandon, again, kind of a similar situation to Steve there. It looked early like you guys weren't going to have a chance to get a good run like this, but the cautions fell your way. A lot of patience is what Steve talked about. What was it like for you to try to get back up here for a top 5 finish?
Friggin' carnage, man. I feel like every lane we picked was the wrong lane. I feel like I got drugged back every restart and just needed a few more breaks. I think we have a really fast race car. Once I can get some open racetrack and get a little bit of heat in the tires and get it turning, it was pretty tight on restarts. But I feel like we got a very good shot at winning this second race. I feel like we got a hot rod, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we just have a little bit better luck.
Well, a good way to get the night started. Brandon Morris brings it home in 4th as he's still got one more shot at it as James Seawright brings it home in 5th. Good top 5 run for you. Just trying to put together good, consistent runs. That seems to be the key here for you guys this year. Tell us about that first 50 laps for you.
First 50 minutes, finally got toward the front, and then inside, pulled back. It's like farther and farther back in the field, but we continued, battled, got back up front, and came home with the top 5. See how we are on the next 50.
All right, a chance at another 50 laps here. James Wright bringing it home in 5th. And now, the much-anticipated die roll. Daniel, I don't want to jinx it, but we've rolled the 6 3 times this year. You don't want that, do you?
Well, I just came from 21st, so...
That's true. Go ahead, give it a roll. All right, rolling. Keep those donkeys rolling. Are we going to get in? Oh, one more. You've got to be kidding me. For the 4th time this year, we're going to have a full 9-car invert. Steve, back up to you.
All right, if you're watching on Pit Road TV, pitroad.tv, on the free preview, that is it for the free preview. Go on and subscribe now to see the rest of the action later on tonight for all the second SRL race, as well as A-Mods come up next for their first feature.